What's up, everyone? I'm Tony Eater, and this is my little special idea that I had here for commentary. It's called "You're a Douche in Uncharted 3 if ... And I'm just gonna list a couple things that makes you a douche. Douche. It's like Dutch. Douche in Uncharted 3. So let's get right to this. This is gonna be pretty fun. All right, I have it written down on a paper. That's how important this shit is. All right, you got potential to be a douche, all right? Now, this little section, just for a little background story, it's not like you're a douche, right? You could be a nice guy, maybe. But you got a lot of potential. It's like, you see that dude and you're like, alright, one more wipe and he's the douche. If you use the Gmail, yep, I don't care what you say. If you use the Gmail, you might be a douche. You have a lot of potential, basically. M9 Rapid Fire, same deal. If you use that, hey, maybe you're good, maybe. There's like a 5% chance, but most of you is probably a douche. If you're running around like non-stop getting kills, only blind firing, in particular like the micro or something, that just kind of pissed me off. Then you have a lot of potential to be a douche. That's a very douchey thing, and it's sort of just, I think it makes people look stupid. In real life, if people did that, they'd look stupid. Oh, and using young Marlowe, that just sort of makes you a douche in general. I don't know why. I just have a really giant rivalry with young Marlowe, because that bitch is a bitch. So yeah, that's when you're a douche. Potential to be a douche. All right, now this definitely makes you a douche, right? This is the thick of the commentary. This is why you're here. So sit down, get your food, get ready for this list. Let's start with Quick Boom. Yeah, if you use Quick Boom, you're a douche. I know this probably upsets a lot of people. A lot of people are like, no, it's legit, Kinback. Come on, man. I mean, it's a little overpowered, but no. Trust me, man, you're a douche. There's no way around it, honestly. I'd say on a scale from 1 to 10, you're a douche. Let's see. Oh, here's an interesting one. If you're a clan tag, clan tags, you got those little things before you, like you got OMG, exclamation point, like, hey, that's a clan tag. If your clan tag is swag, in particular with the @ sign, so SW@G, or king with a little exclamation point for the I, so K exclamation point NG, you're a giant douche. And I mean, I guess the other possibility is that you're like 6 years old, but I think at this point in time, in this day and age, most 6-year-olds are douches in one way or another. Like back in the day, what 6-year-olds used to do? They used to like farm for their grandparents. They used to be like, hey, I'm waking up at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna go pet the cows.
They just did shit.
That was Blobwy. He really felt the need. Because bitches did shit, exactly. But nowadays, 6 years old, you know what they're doing? They're making their clan tags King and Swag, which is just... And seriously, I mean, I'm sure you know where I'm coming from. You see a lot of people doing that shit, and they're just douches. Here's one that I like to point out. If you have Cloaked Gold on, and not just that, you could have Cloaked Gold on, I don't give a shit, but if you have Cloaked Gold on and Skeleton, and I'll exclude 5% of these people, because I'm sure 5% of people who happen to be using Cloaked Gold are like, oh look, skeletons, that's cool. But the other 95% that's doing it just to be a douche are major douches. And let me tell you why. Because it pisses me off, especially I'm in my basement and it's like, whatever, it's a little bright, it's sometimes hard to see with the glare. And these guys are fucking with my vision. They're like, oh, that's right, you can't see me because I'm a fucking skeleton. I'm afraid of you seeing me. Like, seriously, think about how much of a douche and a wimp you'd have to be to do that. You're like, alright, I have an idea. I'll make it so people can't see me when they're playing the game. Why not just do something like, hey, I have a tiny dick. It's pretty much the equivalent. Oh, here's something. I don't know why I listed this. But say you use anything, say you have anything in the potential thing, right? Like you're using the Gmail, M9 Rapid Fire, you're blind fire on the micro, or you're using young Marlowe. And before like the match, you're in the pregame lobby and you're talking shit, and especially if you're a 6-year-old with a really high voice and you're like, fuck you, bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up, and then you go use one of those things or anything else, you're a douche. So that's when the potential just like really takes over, and you're like, alright, you're a full-fledged douche. Because it's one thing to talk smack, that's fine. But you talk smack and then go use that shit, it's like, alright, douche, dish, what's next? Oh, this one I'm sure everyone will agree with. This one's straight to the point. Especially in the beginning of a match, when when the douches, they run straight for the power weapons. And in particular, the shotgun. The shotgun I think the shotgun might, especially the sauce, I mean, the double barrel, for some reason I have less of a problem with that. I think it's just less overpowered. And I don't know, I guess it's on less maps. But the sauce, the fucking sauce, that shotgun just pisses me off. And I'll admit, I've used it before. And every time I use it, I want to punch myself in the balls 3 times and then eat a really, really bad tasting apple. Because that's like the ultimate punishment for me. You should see me. Because that shit, like the shotgun, you gotta think about that for a sec. If you have one hand, or if you have one finger, you could stand on let me give you an example. On London Underground, you have your mom move your character to get the shotgun, and you have her move her up right next to that little hole in London Underground where people climb up to. It's near the treasure chest. And you could just stand there with one finger on the controller. You only have one finger. You could use your tiny little dick if you want to. And you could still use the shotgun, because that's all it takes. You just gotta click the little, whatever it is, the R1. Because that's legit all it is. You're just running around tapping that one button. And because all you gotta do is blind fire with it. And it takes absolutely no skill. And I love it when people are running at me, and they're like using it. And they're missing. And I'm like, how the hell do you miss with that gun? You're right next to me. You just press one button. It's absolutely ridiculous. You're a douche if you... And just let me get back to the point. Running to the power weapons in general, I just think it's a little stupid. And when I say power weapons, I like to exclude the T-Bolt and kind of the Mag 5, just because I think those guns aren't as annoying to be killed with. Maybe that's just my personal bias or whatever. But when I get killed by the T-Bolt, I'm like, alright, that dude had to have some skill. He had to aim down. He had to move the controller and stuff. When I'm killed by the hammer, it's like, oh, come on, you know, all you did was tap twice. And, you know, it's general range. RPG, same deal. But the shotgun, it's like, what the fuck. And the mag, you know, it's hard to aim, I admit that. Let's get on with this. You're a douche if you are kill farming and plunder. That doesn't really need an what's that word again? Explanation. Because, you know, kill farming and plunder. Or, you know, now I've seen people also kill farm and team objective. And the thing is, it's even more ridiculous. Because they had a patch, right? That makes it so plunder and team objective stats, like the kills, they don't count. So it's like, alright, you're kill farming not for statistic advantage, which is stupid anyways. That's a douchey move anyways. But you're kill farming just to be a douche, just to like, so you could feel better about yourself. Because, and the thing that really bugged me, there was one particular time I'm playing plunder, and you know, the other team, they were good. You know, they were mostly douches though, using the Gmail and whatnot and smack talking. And we're playing plunder, and it's like tied 4-4, and they managed to get the idol. No, it wasn't tied 4-4. They were up 4-0. What am I saying? And you know, they start kill farm, and it's like they know where you spawn too. The spawns in plunder are really predictable, especially when they have the idol right next to their treasure, but they're not capturing it. So they're legit spawn camping too, which is just, that makes you a douche, especially on the train in the Legend Underground. That's a team deathmatch. I think sometimes you do it by accident. Sometimes you walk to people and they just happen to spawn. But when people are just standing there spawn camping, that's just major douche to the 3rd degree. Yeah, and that's another thing, just camping. When you pump on someone for no reason. And I can think of various reasons to pump on someone. They killed you a lot, you know, you got Daredevil on, you did something cool. But when someone runs up to you with a frickin' shotgun, and no skill gets a kill, and then they just pump, just to be douches. That's a douche move. You're a douche if you do that. And I recommend you stop before I drown you in lamb blood. Oh yeah. Revenge gold, or just revenge in general. That is, I don't want to explain that obviously, because a lot of this stuff is self-explanatory. Revenge is arguably one of the douchiest boosters in the game. You are quite the douche if you use it, and I'm sure a lot of people use it unseeing of how douchey they are. Which could happen. I used to use it, to be honest, and I got it to bronze, or I didn't start at bronze. I got it to silver. And now I really wish it was just still at bronze, because it's that little blemish. It's that, you know, you were once a douche, Tony, but I've learned, and hopefully you'll learn from this video how to not be a douche. Oh, and the douche god on the list. This is, if you do this, you're the god of all douches, and a lot of people still do this. And this is invite constantly, and this probably seems like not a big deal, like not as worse as Revenge Gold, and maybe it isn't. But I just personally just think it's so ridiculously stupid and so ridiculously annoying when you got a person who, they see you in a match, and they just keep clicking invite, and you're getting 60 of them. You're getting 89,000 of them. It's like, dude, just shut up. And you don't want to go into your messages and be like, dude, I'm not joining you. You just want them to die. And I've started deleting those friends because they piss me off. And you're all